So this is an experiment to find out the specific charge of an electron by using Thompson's method. So we have here the Thompson apparatus consists of a cathode ray tube. This is the cathode ray tube, which is connected to its own supply. This is the supply for the cathode ray tube, which controls intensity, voltage, focus, accept, etc. And this is the voltmeter. It is on my main source, and the cathode ray tube is fitted on a stand with scales. It has two linear scales on either sides. Set up the Thompson apparatus. First we need to align the scales to east-west directions. So we align it in such a way that the magnetometer on the center aligns to 0 0. That the scale must be aligned to 0 0. This is the cathode ray tube over here. This is the linear stand scale for the cathode ray tube, and this is the magnetometer, which will be needed to adjust magnetic readings. So how we adjust the magnetic readings is first take the magnetometer and adjust it on the linear scale. And what we require to do is that we need to adjust the linear scales to east-west direction. And to do that, we will use the magnetometer reading and set it to 0 0. And how we need to do that is adjust it just like this by hidden trial method. Adjust it so that the needle points to 0 0, which we have already set previously. Adjust it, and it goes to 0 0. So it is aligned east and west. This is the north of the compass, and the two needle points east and west direction respectively. So we need reference magnetic readings. For that we have a magnet. This is a normal bar magnet with its north represented by the polka dot on the top. So what we do is we need to define a reference reading. So let us take 30 degrees for example. So we adjust the magnet on the linear scale such that the reading on the compass goes to our previously assumed reference reading, which is 30 degrees. So we're gonna adjust it by hidden trial method, and on it goes to 30 degree, which is around 13 centimeters on the linear scale. And we note this value. So we have our reference linear scale value for 30 degrees at 30 centimeters. We will keep it like that for the reading. So we now introduce the cathode ray tube without moving any part linear scale. It should not move. It should be as before. It should not move. Now to operate the cathode ray tube, we will turn on the main supply. Here the mains is on, over here off, on, and as you can see, because we can adjust intensity and voltage. The voltage is currently at around, on the voltmeter we can see it is around 16 or 15, between 15 and 16, and we can adjust voltage using this knob over here. And according to the knob we will have over here, so we can set it to any reference, any voltage we want. So let us keep it around, this is around 7.5 volts. So we keep it as it is, and we will now see the cathode ray tube. It will emit a ray, a focused ray. This green dot over here is the focused ray produced by the cathode ray tube. And what we require to do is previously note the voltage and take the reading. So the cathode ray, now we need to take the reading on the Y scale. We are using the Y scale as the reference, so we're going to take reading of the Y scale. The reading is around 1.4 or 1.5, between 1.4 and 5. It is 1.4 reading. We note down the reading, and then we can again adjust the voltage, and adjusting the voltage will also create a shift in the reading on the cathode ray. So we adjust it to around any voltage. Let's take 15 as a reference. So because we have adjusted the voltage, the ray should also shift on the cathode ray. As we can see, the ray has now shifted to below what it was before, and it is now around 2.5 and 2.6. It is around 2.6. So changing the voltage had changed the reading, and we now note down the difference between the voltage and the linear scale reading of this cathode ray tube. Okay, so just like we took 30 degree as the reference, we can take other reference values in the magnetometer like 45 degrees or any other value you want, which is easy for you to take. So let us take 60, and we get 60 reading, which is and after taking the reading, we continue the same process as before and take voltage and magnetometer readings, and we tabulate the data in an observation table, and using a formula we find out the specific charge of an electron.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment and subscribe.